Well, good evening to the public and to the membership from the ANA board. We are holding our audio session today dealing with the budget. I want to welcome all those out there listening and will be listening in, and remind that the vision of the ANA is to be the most respected, influential, and beneficial numismatic association focused on education, fellowship, and service. For the record, Mr. Secretary, would you call the roll, please?
Yes, President Ostermecki.
Here.
Vice President Garrett.
Here.
Governor Atkins.
Here.
Governor Ellis.
Here.
Governor Lyon.
Present.
Governor Ross.
Ross.
Governor Ross? Okay.
Ross. Ralph Ross.
Yeah, Ross just gotcha.
Okay. Governor Rottinghouse.
Here.
Governor Sperber. And Governor Swindling.
Here.
Okay. We have 8.
We have 8 governors. Okay, 1 absent, Governor Sperber. So I'm going to call the meeting to order. We have a quorum to take care of business. The only item on the agenda today for us is to look at the budget, which has been presented. And as we begin our discussion with the budget, I'm going to ask Kim Kick if you would give your opening remarks about the budget, which you have presented to the board for review.
Yes, President Ostermecki. This is Kim Kick, Executive Director. We worked diligently on the budget, the entire staff, and we also worked with the Finance Committee and the board and had full discussions. Right now, we're at this point, I feel the best course of action is for the ANA to build strength in the ANA. I'm ready to begin moving the association forward with fresh approaches in marketing, advertising, and membership. In 2014, we invested in necessary infrastructure to help us advance this effort, and now we are excited to use the new website and database to enrich the quality of membership and provide superior numismatic programs. Therefore, I stand behind this proposed budget as a means to achieve these goals. The use of investment principle will help the ANA in the near term as we strive to grow the membership and improve our future. It is my concern that we see through our spending and reinvesting in the ANA to create a sustainable financial picture to carry the association well past our years of engagement. Thank you, Ostermecki.
Okay, the board has looked at it, and I'm going to turn it over now to our Budget and Finance co-chair, Pat Heller. Pat, do you want to make some opening comments here, please?
I've submitted a draft of the committee report to the members of the board, and for the public that may be listening, I'll read the 2 relevant paragraphs.
Sure.
Members of the committee advanced this October 2015 budget for consideration by the board. In line with the plan adopted by the board last year, the October 2015 budget achieves 2 goals. First, the projected deficit is smaller than that for the October 2014 fiscal year. That is progress toward the board's goal of reaching a balanced budget within 3 to 5 years. Second, the amount of assets transferred from investments to cover the deficit for the October 2015 fiscal year is less than the increase in investment assets over the past year. As long as investment assets transferred to cover the deficit are less than the increase in investment assets, the financial health of the ANA is sustainable.
Is that it, Pat?
That's it.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. It's not like there's a little more to go after that. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen on the board, I hope you've had a chance to digest it. I'm going to first do it this way, go around and ask each governor for an input, and then we'll open it up to general discussion for others. I'm making the assumption that you all read and digested all the details of the new budget, and hopefully you'll be able to address them as they come in the general discussion, but I want to get an idea of where we stand here at the beginning. So I'm going to start with our illustrious Vice President, who's made millions out there in Baltimore already, right, at the show.
Yeah.
Vice President Garrett, your thoughts on the budget?
So is this okay to ask a few questions about some line item things if we have questions?
this is the time to do that?
Save that for a bit. Yeah, save that for a bit. I want to get to that. I just want to get an idea of how you feel about it to see if we're going to proceed with the budget vote today.
I think the budget is sound, and I think earlier in closed session I mentioned that the spending that we're doing, to me, is an investment, and I'm hoping the next couple of years we'll start seeing increased membership and more participation on a lot of levels, and it'll be a good investment. So I feel the budget's well done. It's hard. I know it's hard work. I think everybody did a good job.
Well, they put a lot of work into it too. Governor Atkins, some prefacing remarks.
I pretty much agree with what Jeff has to say. They have in the right direction in improving the financial position of the organization. I guess I would like a continued effort at presenting the financial facts in a more, how shall I say, a little more defined manner, and more defined and more consistent.
Okay. Anything else, Governor Atkins?
No.
We'll get to questions in a bit, as I mentioned. Governor Ellis?
I appreciate the progress made and thank the Budget Committee for all their hard work.
Okay, Governor Lyon, you participated. You're part of the committee.
Yeah, the one thing that I'd like to make the membership and the public aware is that as a nonprofit organization, we are very fortunate to have significant investment assets. We have somewhere in the neighborhood of $20 million in investment assets currently, as well as another what's on the books today as about $12.5 million that we will receive in the future. As a nonprofit, as opposed to a typical business, it is prudent, in my opinion, as a nonprofit, to not only utilize our operating income for the year, but also to use a sustainable portion of our investments on a yearly basis in order to provide the most services that we can to the members and the public. We, as a board, have looked very closely to ensure that we use only a sustainable amount, so that while it may appear that we are operating on an operating deficit, we are actually working well within our means.
Okay, Governor Ross?
I'd like to thank all the guys on the committee, especially Mr. Pat Heller, for your diligence and your work. I'd like to accept his budget and his efforts.
Okay. Governor Rottinghouse?
I also agree that this budget is nicely designed. I was rather upset with the budget last year, and we went around and around and discussed things at length and got ourselves on a plan to get to where we wanted to be in terms of better financial responsibility, a careful plan to withdraw a given amount from our endowment each year, rather than just doing it on an as needed basis. And I think we are on the right track here. So I'm very supportive, and I'd like to thank the staff and the committee as well.
Okay, Governor Swindling.
I think sometimes having your name alphabetically last in the board has some disadvantages.
I'm sorry. I will call you first next time.
No, it really is totally fine. I just, for the sake of everybody else, I think that it's a good step forward.
But you're not last. The president goes last. So what do I fill in now? Anyway, we have actually a realistic budget. Again, we tried it last year, and we did very good, even though it may show a deficit. But we are moving towards our 3 to 5 year plan, which is to buy it down and to get it in the balance. And we're looking ahead, as Governor Lyon mentioned. We've got some monies coming into the association down the line, but that's not something we're going to tap into now. But we have to be very frugal with our budget and how we operate. We're going to work more on fundraising. I know that will continue into the next administration after this one as well. With that being said, I'm going to open it up to questions, and I think, should I go reverse alphabetical? Governor Swindling, I'm going to put you, how about that? Questions for Carol, Kim, the Budget Committee, Pat Heller, co-chair.
No, my only statement really is that hopefully our estimates in these budgets here will be low on the fundraising element of it. I do feel that hopefully we can do a better job of that as a board and as an association in the coming years.
Okay, Governor Rottinghouse, questions about the budget?
No, I'm actually okay.
You're okay? You sure?
Yeah. If I change my mind, I'll ask more later.
When's that next child due? April?
April, you got it.
Okay, so you need to know about budgets. Okay.
Do you hear one run around in the background here?
I have my chicken running around in the background here too. So anyway, okay, Governor Ross, questions about the budget?
No.
Was that a no?
I'm thinking we've been employing these budgets year after year. I think we may have one we can put our teeth in and see what we can come up with.
Well, we've got something that, this is realistic. We're not making any great projections showing great incomes and so forth. So that's why the staff has done great with this, the leadership team as well. Governor Lyon, questions?
No questions at this time.
Why? Because you're on the committee? Oh, I guess, okay. And no questions at this time. I got a feeling I'm being Perry Mason here. Governor Ellis, questions? Governor Ellis. Well, I'll pass on him for now.
I had it muted again. No
okay. I know things like that are tough to get in Georgia. Maybe it's the buttons you push. Okay, Governor Ellis, questions about the budget? Anything that you've seen from the materials? Nothing?
No questions.
No questions. Right now. It must be getting late for all of you. Governor Atkins, you had some questions, I think. Oops. Governor Atkins?
I think we've addressed some of the important things that are critical to the success of the ANA, and to me there's three factors that are overall critical, and one of those is increasing our membership. I think that's got to be a real focus of our, and that's going to certainly help our budget if we increase our membership.
Correct.
Improving our content and quality of our website, that's also going to help to increase our membership. And developing a quality strategic plan, and I think we've started that at headquarters and are moving ahead with that. So all of those things I think will play into hopefully aligning a budget with for allocation of funds for the future of the year.
Someone's got a lot of doing some housework. I can't hear quite well. Is there anything else, Governor Atkins? I couldn't quite hear it all. You talked about strategic plan, and I couldn't hear after that.
No.
Was there anything else?
That I think
okay.
Implementing our strategic plan,
okay,
and moving forward with that is going to help us to achieve the goals of our budget and maintaining our expenses.
Okay, I'm sorry, because there was some background noise. I couldn't quite hear it all. Okay, but we've started that strategic plan too, as you noted, and a lot of work there. We got measurables and matrices, so I think we're making great strides as an association for that. Okay, let's see. Vice President Garrett, you didn't have any questions?
Yeah, I'm a little more specific questions.
Well, good. That's what we're here for.
I'm not sure who would answer these, but
Carol or Kim, go one at a time. One at a time.
What, my questions?
Yeah, one question at a time. We'll get that answered.
Well, I plan on doing it that way.
Okay, thank you.
On the license fees, last year we had $100,000 income, and this year it's $64,000, and it's a drop of $35,000. What is that about?
That was the license fee drop was a change in a contract with one of our partner vendors. It was reduced substantially.
Is that gonna? Are we gonna look for a different vendor to get it back to the $100,000, or is that is that underperforming, or what's your view on why that dropped, or how the result of that drop?
It dropped because the value perceived by the vendor was lower than anticipated. It was we only received two responses to RFP, That will go out for bid in another year, and I think it has potential in the future. Okay?
Okay, that makes sense. And then on the line where it says seminars, the revenue was $18,000, then the next one's $84,000. What is that? Just a realignment or reclassification, or is that? I mean, what's that about? The big change.
Okay, I'm a little concerned. On my sheet, I show summer seminar at $220,000.
No, not summer seminar. Just says
other seminars. He means at the shows that we do.
Yeah, and I show that as $84,000.
$84,000.
Well, I show seminars at $84,290. So what page are you on?
And last year it was $18,000. That's what I'm saying. So how is it? Why is it jumping so much?
Oh, okay. That was combined. The seminar, the pre-conventions, we've added the fun seminar. We have 2 seminars on location at Fun. We are adding in a destination seminar this year of 2 event locations around the nation. So, and those are for break-even with a slight profit. That is the huge difference. I apologize.
Okay, that's good. That's great. I'm glad you're doing more of that. I think that's a great outreach.
Yes, that's what we're hoping to do. Yes.
Okay, and then on the expense side of it, there's under exhibits you had $127,000, and then this year you expensed out $60,000.
Okay, let me see. Exhibits.
On expenses.
Exhibit expenses, we have $60,000. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, and then last year it was $127,000. So why are we spending so much less on exhibits? Or how's that being done?
Well, part of the exhibit is we are not going to do. I made a decision that we're not going to do a showcase, a museum showcase, except for every 2 years, every other budget year. Okay, so that saved us several $1,000s. I don't know the exact off the top of my head right now. I'm going to say 30.
You're not going to do a museum showcase at the World Fair of Money?
Excuse me. I am so sorry. A museum on-site new exhibit in our gallery.
Yeah, it's
I apologize. Yes. No, we're staying with museum showcase at our shows. We feel that's a big educational attraction. So we removed the expense of the new exhibit we put in this year in June. Okay, we will not be doing that next fiscal year.
In Colorado Springs.
Correct.
Okay, and then on the expense side, license fees. They haven't changed a lot, but I just so I understand the budget better. What is license fees for? Is that for like computers or something like that, or what is that? What do we spend the money on that?
Yes. The license fees are for a series of ones that we have to have, including our yearly fee for our database functions, including our accounting functions, and various other software platforms like how we do our table draw or ExpoCAD, that type of thing. That is what the license fees are for.
Okay. And then my final question is on the preservation. What is preservation? I don't remember seeing. I probably been there before, but I don't know what that is. What is preservation for?
Preservation is for, we spend X amount each year to rebind some of our highly collectible numismatic literature books and to save them for history. So that's part of that preservation.
It's on books, not coins. It's on books. That's why I was asking about it.
It's on coins. On literature, on books.
Right. Okay, that's what I'm saying. And then that's okay. That was my line items. Otherwise, I think it's well done, and I just wanted some clarification so I understood the budget a little bit better when I read it. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice President.
Any other questions from the board? Remember, this is a deficit budget. I'm sure you guys are all aware of that. I'm sure the membership is aware of it too. But any other questions before we? Hearing none, I would assume Governor Lyon, you wish to make a motion to approve
Yes, I would.
the budget? Okay, well, I figured you would on the committee. I took that. I will look for. Is there a second?
I second it.
Who is the aye?
Garrett.
Okay, a motion by Governor Lyon, second by Vice President Garrett, to approve the budget for the fiscal year ending October 31st, 2005. All right, we'll call the. I'm sorry.
15.
15. I'm sorry. God, jet lag, I tell you.
Okay.
That jet lag. Thank you, Mr. Secretary. I will call the roll. I want to start somewhere right in the middle. How about Governor Rottinghouse? On the
Yes.
motion. Governor Rottinghouse is a yes. Governor Swindling?
Yes.
Okay, Governor Sperber is absent. I will go back. Governor Lyon, I guess since you moved.
Yes, please.
Yes. Governor Ross?
Yes, it's okay.
I have yes on the budget. Governor Ellis?
Yes.
Governor Atkins?
Yes.
Vice President Garrett?
Yes.
Yes. Well, gee, how should I vote? The President also supports a yes. The budget motion is carried by a vote of 8. Didn't hear any noes, didn't hear any abstentions, so we have one absent, Governor Sperber. So, Kim, you can open the doors Monday or Tuesday. We are in business still. And hearing that we have no other business before us, I thank Pat and the rest of the committee and the leadership team and our executive director and controller for making all this possible. Thank you for all your hard work. The board will do everything to... Sorry?
President Ostromecki, I just want to make sure the vote to approve the budget does include the 3.25% so that we can publicize the correct document.
Gentlemen?
Yes, it does. In my opinion, it does, yes.
Yeah, I thought that's what it did. And we'll make sure. I should have. Thank you for that.
I appreciate it.
So
Thank
it doesn't,
you very much.
Yeah, we had a 3.25% addition onto it. Thank you, Governor.
And just to clarify for anybody who's listening in, the 3.25% reflects the percentage of our investment assets that we will be using towards the operating and capital budgets for the 2014-2015 fiscal year.
We also mentioned that it was for also we discussed about having a webmaster. That was the
webmaster. And there were two things that would be included that we looked at to approve would be the webmaster and the content, along with. Okay. Well, this makes it easy on me. Hearing nothing else, I want to thank you all for your time and for your efforts in making this possible. To the membership, thank you. We have a budget. So good night, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you later.
That's it.